Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of Uso's in-depth playthrough of Demon Souls. Last time we killed the Armored Spider in World 2-1, so right now we are just about to, I guess, level up a little. And then I think I'm going to head to 3-1, just so I can pick up a couple of items. So anyway, let's start by depositing all of our materials. Because we got a lot of materials from 2-1. So Crisp Blade, these two. I'll keep all that. Okay. We don't have any upgrades, I think. Yeah, don't have enough clear stone. In World 2, you can get a lot of clear stone after 2-1. But I think this should be a good enough weapon for now. I'm going to 3 mostly because I want to create this sense of progression.
I can.
So let's see if we can level up a bit. Probably should be able to.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
I want to give myself enough attunement slots so I can use a specific spell when I get access to it. So anyway, let's head to World 3. Tower of Latria. Latria, land of the Queen's Ivory Tower. An old man took revenge on the Queen by locking her family in a prison with inhumane guards. All that escapes the place are the prisoners' cries. So this is my favorite level in the entire game, mainly because of the atmosphere here. It's really, really good. If this if Demon Souls is trying to be a horror game, I feel like this is the perfect area for it. Because if I remembered correctly, there was something like an interview somewhere about Miyazaki talking about the juxtaposition between man-made evil and natural evil, and this area really encompasses that man-made evil. The idea of what mankind is capable of inflicting on their people. So I want to deal with this guy really quickly, because he's quite pesky if you let him live long enough. A lot of his animation has hyper armor, in the sense that if you try to attack him to interrupt him when he's in the middle of a specific animation cycles, he just won't even mess with you. He'll just keep going like he was never even bothered by it. So I want this catalyst, so that's good. I got me a catalyst now. So yeah, we are in a prison essentially, and the guy that we're hearing yelling at the top of his lungs is another NPC that we're going to have to save as we go through. But first, let's come over here. We're going to find a bunch of soul, or one soul, and then we're going to find something called Mercurystone on this corpse. And Mercurystone is used for weapons that have poison applied to them. It's pretty cool to say the least. Also, I should be wary. These guys can poison you with their stabs, because they like to shiv you. Some of them do, not all of them. Some of them are harmless, some of them aren't. So if I stand here, I want to wait for them, because they can see you up to a certain degree. And they have a couple of spells they can use. One is a basic soul blast, which is like a spear or a ray. And then the other ability is like a capture spell that will make it so that they can grab you and suck your brain out. Because these guys are called mind flayers by the game. And it's really unpleasant sound to hear when they slurp on you. So let's go get this item here. You gotta be careful, because one of the cells has a couple of dudes in it that stab you from a distance. And then let's get this item while we're here. There's a lot of useless items here, but getting the items is pretty good for some areas. Yeah, see? They like to stab you. And then, since I got a key, I can go over here and open this. I'm trying to remember where the item I'm looking for is. I want to say it's this one right here. This should be the silver coronet. Yep. So if I put this on, I get a little extra MP. And I'm going to need that for the spell buff that I want on my weapon. Because I'm going to be saving the NPC here that teaches you boss spells. Spells that you get with boss souls. So with that key that I just got a moment ago, I can come back all the way over here and unlock this door. Let's see, there should be an item right here. If you get lost, you can use these Augites of Guidance. And they're like fancy little stones that mark your path. But for the most part, I don't really need them. I know more or less where I'm going. I will get lost every now and again. And there will be some floors that I don't go on. Because the floor relies on world tendency. Kill him because he's in the way. So you're going to come across these iron maidens all over the place. And I will point out to you which ones have people in them and which ones have corpses in them. And that sound you hear there is random. So sometimes you'll hear a different sound. So I don't think I can open this one yet. Nope. Okay, so I gotta go around. I can't open that one, but I'm pretty sure I can open this one. Because I don't care. This one's full of enemies, so you gotta be a little bit wary. So, you come in here mostly to get stabbed, but you also come in here to get items. Lotuses, for one. Because these guys are good for dropping lotuses. And they're used for protecting against bleed, poison, and plague. So yeah, good lotuses. Good drops. Also, you hear a woman singing through the wall. She's going to come into play in a little bit. The singing is just to let you know that she's there. So, more Iron Maidens. You can open both of these safely. One has a set of armor in it, and the other one has a sword. You don't want to open this next one right here. This one has a human in it, or a live one in it. And if you let him out, you get locked into an animation, and he stabs you for free. And it's kind of cheap, but it's like you shouldn't. It's like one of those things you just have to learn from memory. So there's nothing over here. I got the key, so now we can go to the next area. And now, because I have the key, I can open that door over there. There's a couple of items in there that are useful. So let's open this. And as you see, there's a lot of dudes. So let's just deal with them. This is a secret dagger. It's a really good dagger in comparison to the regular dagger. And then this is the soul, and there's a corpse back here that has the claws on it. And then a lotus. Nice. Alright, now we can go. Wasn't expecting him to be here, so that works. Because, yeah, he patrols out here, so you gotta be wary of him. Just look at all of this. There's so much broken stuff out here and a lot of blood. It's just creepy, to say the least. Alright. Open this. There's another one walking in here, so you gotta be a little bit wary of him. Normally, how this area works, if you're not wearing the Thieves' Ring, these guys can attract other mind flayers. That's a weirdly abrupt cut. Did I interrupt you? Don't mind me.
You're an ordinary human, aren't you? Where do you call home? Dear me, I shouldn't pry. Oh, perhaps you'd like something from my collection. I've had better days. I was once the wife of royalty, and I have some nice things to show for it.
So the former royal's wife. Let's see what she has to say.
Before, there were many others trapped here, but they went mad and ventured above of their own volition. Redemption? There exists no such thing. The Queen banished her depraved old husband from the land. He returned in strange golden garb with foul demons in tow. They pillaged great Latria, land of the learned, and locked us in this dungeon. Since then, they've been feeding off our souls, telling us over and over that if we go above, we will be granted redemption. I know the truth. The church goddess may die, but never for long. And we are trapped below forever.
So what does she sell? She sells spices, lotuses, full moongrass, moonlightstone, which is another upgrade material. So basically all the stuff that you would have gotten as a royal character, you could have gotten here, and then bolts, and finally the Ring of Avarice. It's a really expensive ring, but you can find the Ring of Avarice in the next 3-2, so you don't really need to buy it here.
Well, that's quite all right. I wish to stay here, but I need souls to stay sane. Surely you must understand this.
Oh yeah, I do, but I'm very cheap. I don't have that kind of money. So I gotta go that way to get... So let's pop this. How did you hit me through that wall? Dude! Oh, and he's gonna get me. Whoa, I got out of it. That was totally intended. Totally intended. Disregard. I was totally not in any danger. So let's get in here. There should be some items. Quit it. You gotta be careful with those guys, because like I said, they can poison. That everybody? Nope. This guy. Nothing. Oh, I didn't need that, but whatever. Oh, let's unequip that. And that, and that. Alright. So let's keep going. Should be one more room here. So let's open it. These are all Iron Maidens. Just this one here is the one with the enemy in it. All the other ones here you can totally open. And one of them has a really good ring in it. Man, these noises are spoopy. So 2 souls, and this should be the Ring of Magical Sharpness. Yep. Ring of Magical Sharpness raises magic power, lowers defense. So it's like the sword that I got earlier. But I think the ring is a little bit better. But don't quote me on that. Feel free to correct me in the comments. I really don't mind. I like learning about this game, and if I don't know anything about it, I'll totally be willing to learn more. So the NPC we want is down there, but we can't open his door yet until we get a key. So there's no point in coming down there. So let's keep going. So stop right here, get this key. Because we need the key to go down even farther. This is a floor that is mostly only accessible with White World tendency, so there's no point in me coming down there yet either. So let's just keep going down below, below. Alright. And then, upon entering, there should be a soul right here. They're not really good souls, but any soul helps. So let's keep going forward, because there is an item that we want down here. And get out of the way, please. So, one of the things that I never really mentioned is, after an NPC finishes interacting with you, you lose the ability to attack and use items. Pretty much all actions are disabled for a couple of seconds after an NPC finishes. It's one of those, I'm not really sure if it was a glitch or anything, but it's something that has been present in most Souls games up to Bloodborne, I think. Like Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne both don't seem to have this issue, but I could be wrong. It's really irritating, to say the least, because you'll be in the middle of attacking an enemy here, he shouts a bit, and then you lose your input, so the enemy gets a free couple of hits, because screw you. So anyway, I just picked up the silver bracelets. The unique thing about silver bracelets is that only female characters can wear them. And what they do is they give you an extra amount of souls every time you kill an enemy. So the idea behind using a female is you get a set of armor that only you can wear. And here's a fluted armor set. It's a pretty good set. The male set is much better in my opinion because of how cool it looks. Like the female set isn't anything to scoff at, mind you, but it's like the armor is kind of weird. Like I'll put it on just for a demonstration's sake. So here's the female set, and you'll notice the butt is completely exposed on this set, and so is the crotch.
Please help me.
So it's an all right set, but it's weird. It just looks weird. So let's see. Maybe I can wear a bit of it and not have to worry. Yeah, I can. Cool. Alright, so I'll wear this for now. You'll also know that my character is actually making more noise, too. Because she is wearing a full set of... she's wearing metal armor. And that actually comes into play in this game. I'm coming here to kill these dudes, so I can get some materials. But the guy over there, I want to be wary of this thing right here, because it does that. That happens sometimes too, so I gotta be a little bit wary. You can usually get in a couple of hits. Usually. I just gotta be a little bit more careful than what I am. Because normally you need to be way more careful than what I'm doing. I can usually bait a couple of hits. There we go. I wanted to get this at him. It's not anything useful to me, but it's useful enough. So let's kill these guys, see if we can get a couple more Lotus. Lotuses are useful, especially when you don't have to go anywhere specific to get them. Alright, there should be one soul in one of these drops here. I want to say it's like... Yeah, here it is. So let's see. You come over here, there's a bunch of debris in front of this door. So let's just come out here and get the goodies that are out here. So this should be, yeah, Shard of Moonstone. And then you come all the way over here and you can get a weapon. The estoc. Estoc is best stock. It's actually a pretty good rapier. There are several rapiers in this game. I think it's probably the best one in terms of overall usefulness. There's another rapier that a couple of more rapiers, like the regular rapier, and then there's one called the Epi Rapier that you can use for if you're trying to do split damage weapons. In fact, I'll get the Epi Rapier when I'm in the next area of this map. There's a crystal lizard right there, but he's a trap. He will he runs that way, and when he runs that way, he will fall into a hole. And he's usually just there to trick you into doing it. So this door is kind of interesting. I can use a key to open this door right here. But if you try to go up here, up to this next floor, no key in your inventory will open this door. Because for the life of me, I can never understand how it opens. I want to say the only way you can open it is either getting pure White World Tendency, or getting pure White World Tendency and then speaking to Rydell. Lord Rydell is the guy who's screaming through the entire building at the moment. So you come out here and get a cutscene. So, this is like a giant form of the Iron Maiden. And what we want is this item right here. We don't want to roll through that yet. I could roll through it, but because this is a Let's Play, I would probably die. Just to spite me. So all we needed was that key right there. We're going to come back there later to get the items. So let's run this way. We're going to go back up this floor until we get to that long hallway with 2 doors. So right here. It doesn't matter which side. Both sides have items. We're going to get them both. I like how these guys break debris if it's in their way. So soul. There's 2 mind flayers at the very end of this tunnel here, so we got to be very wary. When you're wearing the Thief's Ring, it's easier to deal with them. I was kind of surprised that actually worked. But yeah, they'll do that. And it's a really nasty sound. There we go. No worries. So let's... You can hear Rydell yelling, making a lot of noise upstairs. We can ignore him though, because we can't unlock his cage yet. Alright, so we got all the items, so we can come out here now. And there are several things that we can do before we go to the boss. I don't think there was anything... No, there was nothing up there. So we go up this way, and we can get an item off in a room by itself. So yeah, we are now at a church. Running towards the church anyway. Kind of weird how open and empty this place is. But I guess that's the theme of this area. The idea is that the slave fellows that we've been coming across, or the prisoners that we've been coming across, the lore of this area is that they are being promised that by coming to this church and praying that they can somehow reach the higher echelons of this area. But in actuality, there's something more dark and ominous about what they are telling them. And we'll see that as we go. And earlier, the former royal's wife gave us a bit of lore in regards to the boss in this area. So I'll explain more of it as I get over there. So let's go back down. So we got a catalyst. We got the silver catalyst. And the difference with the silver catalyst is that it also gives you an extra bit of MP when you have it equipped. Can I wear it? Yeah, I can wear it without losing. So yeah, you see I get a little extra bit of MP. So there we go. So now let's go this way. And as I said earlier, here's the switch that's behind this giant arrow trap. They just pull it, and it deactivates. So now we can go get these items. Actually, first, let's go get the key that we need to free the NPC we were looking for. So we got to go up this way. Because they really like making you climb towers. And it's weird how the clanging of my armor likes to bounce off of surfaces around here. So sometimes it sounds like somebody's chasing me. It's very distracting, to say the least. So yeah, pretty much a mirror of the other side, but instead, you see this shady-looking dude here doing Lord knows what. So let's ask him what he's doing.
What do you want? I am a humble servant. I do not wish to interfere. I won't cause you trouble. I won't.
What trouble, dude? I just came in here asking you what you were doing.
What? I won't.
Huh, what a funny dude. I don't know what to do. So anyway, we can start going back this way. Oh, my hand slipped. Huh, well, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, like, I can't help it. Look at the floor. It's covered in butter. The floor is all yellow here. It's weird. Why would anybody polish this church with butter? It's beyond me. Anyway, I hope that guy knows I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to do that, and it won't happen again, honest. Anyway, let's get out of here. So we can drop down here and get a couple Widow's Lotuses. Because the Widow's Lotuses, we need them for Plague. The Plague, because we're going to be going to an area that will plague us very easily. Actually, let's read what these have to say. In Boltarian wear ceremonies, it was passed to the soldiers going into battle with a semi-symbolic meeting. Okay, so that's why soldiers always carry these. Petal of a crimson flower that floats on the water. The flower became famous as an ornament of nobility because of its beauty. Okay, so it makes sense that most of the prisoners that drop these are here in Latria, because this is a giant prison colony at this point. And most of the people here are either royal, formal royalty, or magicians, as is evident by the stuff that we're finding here. And, okay, and then the Widow's Lotus. The petals of a dark flower that float on water. Removes plague. The flower was fastened to the corpses of those who died of plague during their burial. But later, it became an emblem of people claimed by the disease. That's kind of creepy. Alright, so if I roll this way, I can land. But the moment you do that, attacked. So let me just hide here. Oh my god, really? Oh, cutscene. I meant to fight the boss. Or I meant to fight the that NPC. She lost track of me because I'm wearing the thief's ring. Also, my armor is very distracting. So let's just punish her. How dare she? Gotta be careful with her, though, because she can plague you with her weapon. There we go. And because this is the first red phantom that I've actually killed, she will drop a unique item, the Black Eye Stone. And if I'm playing online, I can use that to invade other players. But I'm not invading because I'm not online. Anyway, before we go fight the boss. Let's go down here and collect all these goodies. We'll also save Sage Freke. Storied Soldier soul. Clever rat ring. Held by a simple ring engraved with the seal of a small animal. Increases attack power when HP is below 30. Held by Lord Rydell, known as Little Alant. There is also the Dole Rat ring, which forms a matching set with this ring. So it's kind of implied that, I guess this could have been one of Lord Rydell's retainers or something. I noticed his armor is a bit different from everybody else's. But that could be just coincidence. See, there's a guy with a similar set of armor. Another. Here's another one. So it looks like Rydell's dudes were amongst these guys when they all got murdered. It's kind of interesting to think about. Because it looks like they were all trying to get to the church. And the church used that, that device over there, that giant arrow trap, as a means of killing everybody. Because they like inflicting punishment on people here. So drop down here and get a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Now this is the first part I think the game tells you that you need to use pushing against walls to get out. Because it's like one of those mechanics that the game just doesn't tell you about in a message. So you can just do that and run up here. And we need to do this one more time for an item that's back over the other side over here. Audio glitch. Alright, so you can drop down here. I'm trying to be careful because I might accidentally jump to my death. So we can just run all the way down here and get this Mercurial Rapier +1. So this rapier has already been infused to the Mercurial path, which gives it a bit of poison when you use it. Most enemies are not immune to poison. Some bosses are, stuff like that. It's one of those things that you just gotta learn with experience, or learn from over time. I've been meaning to do like a poison weapon run just to see how effective poison is. But for the most part, poison is more like a hindrance than anything else. I just need to go up one more floor. And then we can go fight the boss. Yeah, here it is. Nothing in these cages, but then here he is. So, and I can open it now because I got the key. It's weird that he's sort of just admiring his own light, and then he sees me.
Magnificent. I never expected to get out of there alive. My name is Freke. I am known as a sage. I thought my magic would give me an edge against these demons, but how wrong I was. I have been enfeebled by my long imprisonment. But I can still move my legs, and I can make it back to the Nexus. I thank the stars that I escaped when I did. I owe you my life.
And then he gives you that. Let's see what else he has to say.
I have been but I can...
Okay, that's it. So let me just read the weapon description real quick. Because this is Freke, and Freke is friend with Geri, and he just gave me one of Geri's weapons. An extremely small dagger. Dagger-sized and bladeless, it is imbued with special magic. It was made by Geri, a friend of Sage Freke, the Visionary, who is known for their magical crafts. It steals a small amount of MP from its targets. I guess it could be useful. I'm not really sure. It doesn't sound like it's a useful weapon enough for me. But maybe it's useful to an MP or a magic build. Anyway, let's get out of here. Time to go fight the boss. Huh, Crystal Lizard went all the way back to its starting position. Alright, so let's just get a little prepared here. This boss is weak to fire, More so than magic, because it's a magic type boss. So if you use a little bit of turpentine, you can usually make the fight a little bit easier on yourself. If you're using melee. Otherwise, if you're using magic or a bow, the fight becomes pretty easy. I don't know what I'm saying, really. This game has a subjective difficulty. So, some bosses are easier for some bosses are harder for others. So anyway, let's walk through and get the cutscene. Ooh, that's not a very pleasant noise. So anyway, if you come back over here real quick, get an item in the corner. There's another item up here anyway. But these guys are really annoying, so I kind of want to avoid them. They're also useful for the boss. If you leave them alive, they're actually very useful in letting you know a tell for the boss. Because once the boss hits a certain damage threshold, she becomes, she starts splitting herself. So let's get this. This is the baby's nail. So, you'll notice now there are copies, and if you attack the one that isn't her, you get a separate health bar. The boss lets herself know who she is by using magic different from everybody else. Her spell is different. So what you want is if you leave dudes alive, they'll actually turn. You'll actually notice that they turn to the one that's the real one. See, so if you follow their gaze, you'll see real quickly which one's the real. Also, you don't want to get trapped by those. So let's heal, because... But usually you can just use the boss. The boss will let you know who she is. I think she's back up here. Yeah, she's back up here, I think. Oh, that's not her. Maybe she's at the back of the room? There she is. Also, her minions activate the traps in the area. In case I never noticed before. But yeah. Her minions activate the floor spells, but they don't actually get staggered by them. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, once you kill the boss, you have to approach the altar. And you'll get a cutscene. And then this cutscene is a cutscene that you would see in Dark Souls in a different iteration. Alright, so they bring you all the way up here to the beginning of the next area. And the Arcstone gets placed right here for some reason. Now, if I remember correctly, there was an item To the left or the right? No? Okay. So let's just get this Dull Demon Soul. And we'll head back to the Nexus, and then I think that's will be where the video will end. Because I don't really need the spell from the soul. But I can definitely use it for leveling up. So I'll level up real quick, and that'll be the end. First I gotta figure out where the maiden is. There she is. Alright.
Thou seekest soul power, dost thou not? Then touch the demon inside me. Soul
What do I
is the
want?
mind, key to life's ether.
More endurance would be
Soul
nice.
is lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted, so the world might be mended.
I need one more spell slot,
So
and
the
then...
world might be mended. I'll mend that.
Okay. And I think that... Let me just drop this stuff off.
Hello, I'm keeping a...
Because as you see, I picked up quite a lot from that area. So what I'll do is I'll switch out my shield too, because this shield has a better stability than the other shield, so it'll have a higher stability in the long run. Plus I'm gonna switch out when I get another, switch out to another shield eventually. Anyway, so let's just.
Here.
First, I need to do fashion too. So coat of plate. That looks pretty decent. Any other outfit pieces that look better? Kind of. Maybe if I switch to this ring. Yeah, it looks alright. Yeah, I guess this will be fine for now. I'm a warrior princess now. So let's just drop all the other armor. Alright.
You have a heart of gold.
So, that'll be it for me today. Thanks for watching if you made it to this point, and I'll see you next time. Bye!